What's up, beautiful faces on YouTube? It is January 29th, 2025, and this is another citrus update. So, starting the video with all my citrus trees. So I got all 6 of them here. So we've had some growth. I got the New Zealand lemonade. It's put out good side branches and stuff, and it's trying to grow more. It has some more new growth here. Another bit of growth from a terminal growth ring right here, and it has where it's starting to bud some on the top a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. You see little buds there around the top of the stem there, and then down a little bit there's maybe a couple more. So we'll see if we get some growth out of the top of it. Hopefully we do. I cut the other growth from the top, trying to stimulate growth, and then that happened. Then the Improved Meyer lemon, it's also putting on new growth. I remember I was excited about it when it was down here the last time you saw it. So it's had all this growth since my last video in December. It's got some leaves that are turning and getting kind of gnarly, but they're not dropping, right? So I tend to leave it alone for the most part. And the Calamansi plant is doing good. It's putting on new growth, growing taller. When I bought that last year, it was a 1-gallon plant. And so hopefully it grows nice and big this year. And then one of my key limes, look at the size of this key lime. That's pretty good. Pretty good size key lime there. So it's holding 3 key limes right now. It's also putting on new growth. So I got new growth here. I had trimmed the tree up, and so now it's gonna grow up there. I didn't want it to be curving around anymore because then that branch is gonna get too heavy, and I was afraid it would snap down in this area eventually. I also got more growth in that area too. Some new growth here. I have some new growth there. And then my other key lime. The key lime that I ended up not letting fruit last year, which is this one, I did experiment with the 2 trees, right? So I had bought 2 key lime trees. I let this one fruit out last year. I stripped most of its fruit from it, but I let it keep like 12 to 2 dozen fruits. And so I've been able to harvest fruits slowly as they've ripened. They get yellow, and then I would eat them. But this one I had discouraged it from fruiting last year, and it did put on really good structural growth, and I pruned it. You remember when I did my uppotting videos of these, this one was the super bushy one. Like, it was very bushy, very bushy, and I pruned it all back, and I let it keep 3 fruits on it, so it's still keeping its 3 fruits there. They're hiding around in there, you see them. So there's one hiding there, one there, and then one down in there. Then the Moro blood orange tree, I did a pruning on this. Remember, it had a branch that kind of swept out here, and it was kind of weird shaped. So I trimmed everything back to try to get that beach ball shape in the main canopy. And I've got all kinds of new growth coming out on it. This new growth has been forming for about 2 weeks now. And I'm giving the plants micronutrients. I'm doing a little bit of this orchid food. Let me see if I can get a better focus on it for you. So it's a 30-10-10, but this one has micronutrients in it. So it's got copper, iron, magnesium, zinc. So I use a little bit of that, and then I have my 20-20-20 that I use just a little bit of. Right, so you don't want to be giving a lot of nutrients to your plants through the winter because they're kind of semi-dormant or whatnot. But they don't go totally dormant. And I've been getting enough light in here that it gives me this new growth, which is amazing. So I'm excited to see where this tree goes. How it looks in the middle of the summer. I'm really curious how it's going to develop. It's got little tiny little flower buds it's going to try to shoot out too, so we might get some fruit set on here, which would be really good. I only had like a half dozen fruits try to set on this last year, but it didn't hold any of its fruits, right? It had one fruit that got about the size of that key lime, maybe this other key lime. But then that fruit dropped. It was the biggest fruit that was on this tree. So hopefully we get some fruit off this tree this year. So thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Goodbye.